Welcome to Get Wed,
a podcast to plan your wedding by.
I'm Katie.
And I'm Kerrie.
And we're both here as professional photographers
and brides-to-be to help you plan your big day.
Each week we'll discuss a topic that you'll encounter along your wedding planning journey.
And with the help of fellow industry experts, we'll navigate this crazy wedding world
together. Hello everybody.
Hi everyone.
Welcome to another episode of Get Wed. I forgot what we were doing then for a second.
Definitely still podcasting, it's okay.
Yeah. This week we are going to be talking about what's the definition again?
So we're going to talk about how to plan a blank canvas wedding. And a blank canvas wedding is a term I've seen knocking around the internet and thought it sounded cool, so it's like we're going to steal that. And it's all about how to basically plan a wedding from scratch when you're not hiring a traditional venue.
Yeah, so I like that term, blank. It sounds like really cool.
I'm having a blank canvas wedding.
Yeah, it's really different and original.
Yeah.
So, it basically means that you have to do a lot more work though. So,
yeah.
But Kerrie and I also kind of did a blank canvas wedding ourselves. So we thought, let's have a little chat and yeah.
It's basically the kind of wedding you'll end up planning if you haven't got a traditional site. So if you're having your wedding in your parents' back garden, for example, blank canvas kind of refers to the term that you're going to have to sort it all out yourself, which sounds really easy when you think, I'm just going to have a garden wedding, it's going to be really lovely, and then you think, oh, what about knives and forks and toilets and generators?
Oh, and all that horrible boring stuff so we thought we'd have like a little run through.
Yeah.
So we kind of thought the first thing to work out if you did want to do something like that is where you're going to have it, obviously. So if you're going to have it in your parents' back garden or on someone's land, or like I had a railway station that we hired. So and Kerrie's going to have obviously her vineyard that she's hiring. So kind of find your favourite ideal place. And it doesn't have to necessarily be a wedding venue. It can just be a place you love.
Yeah, because we started out thinking we just wanted a marquee in a field, but then we ended up with a vineyard because that's literally the only place we could find which was reasonable to hire, because that's again some places were charging an absolute bomb, where we could do what we want and we weren't tied in by the suppliers and the thing and the restrictions that you sometimes get at a venue. So if you've got family with a huge garden or you're from a farming background, then you are just well set to do this because you've already got the site hire sorted. But yes, thinking about unusual spaces like camps. I started looking at campsites first of all. Yeah,
I've seen some Airbnb places which look pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I don't know if you could. Obviously, legally, you'd have to double check everything, but maybe hire like a really cool house or something like that to maybe use.
Even like holiday cottages and stuff. So, it's just thinking outside the box. I'm sure, like even you could hire like old factories or.
That would be like cool, wouldn't it? Like a really urban, wedding. That would be really cool. Yeah.
So the second thing that comes along with that is that you then have to think about your ceremony. So if you're going to go for the land hire option, chances are your venue won't be licensed. And to get married in the UK, there's weird restrictions and rules about that. I'll let Kate explain that.
Oh God. So in America they're a lot more flexible, and I think eventually we'll kind of maybe cotton on to that as well, but at the moment there's really silly restrictions. So if you get married outside, you've got to be like under a canopy or something, and there's just so many silly things.
It has to be like under a roof of a building with foundations or something, doesn't it? Something weird like that.
Who thought of that? It's just so pointless.
I know, it's so obvious.
But so you have to kind of think about that. But I definitely think celebrant weddings are cottoning on a bit more. So that basically means that you could do your ceremony, you could do whatever you like, you can have whoever you like marrying you, but legally you'll just do the certificate like another time, which is what Kerrie and I both did as well. So, and I've got at least 4 couples this year now doing that, which is really cool. So
I've still not had anyone book me having a celebrant wedding.
Have you not?
No, I'm gutted. I would love to do more and more of them, but I still think people just don't really know that it's an option.
Yeah.
And if you want to know more about this, by the way, guys, go back to our first season, and I think it was like episode 2. We had Bridget Garrett join us, who was the celebrant for Katie's wedding, and she'll be the celebrant at my wedding as well. And she came on to speak to us about how you can do your wedding in an untraditional way like that. But yeah, I just wish more people would do it. I don't understand why they don't.
Yeah, it's so cool because you could say whatever you like. You can make the ceremony go on for as long as you like. You can have whoever you like marrying you. It's just so much more flexible. So I know we're probably outdoing a few people of a job.
Yeah.
Well, then again, no, but you still have to legally go and do it anyway. So so that's also another option. So that means maybe you could get married outside in the field next to your marquee or whatever you like as well. So it does kind of open it up a bit more.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you are religious, you could get married in a church. And that's all just easy peasy. Or you could go for a licensed venue. So with what people tend to do at wedding venues.
The only problem with those last two options of the church and licensed venue is that you've got to obviously travel to the place to have that part and then come back to your site where the site for your wedding will be, which, lots of weddings end up doing that anyway. But if you were going for a really relaxed day for a back garden wedding, then going the celebrant route is really handy because you can have everything on one site and not have to worry about it. But you do have to get married beforehand. So like Katie, how many days beforehand did you legally get married?
It was 2 weeks actually.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Because it was cheaper. So that's always a good. So always look at the cheap. We had like a cheap Tuesday offer. So also check out the offers as well.
I didn't realise that. We get married on the Wednesday and we don't get married on the following Saturday. So
that's quite nice.
Yeah. So as long as you're not too fussed about it having to be the real deal on your celebration day.
Yeah.
Then that's a good way to go.
Yeah. So you've got all of that to think about as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then just as that starts to get a bit more tricky, you get a bit more overwhelmed. You've got to think about like the structure of what you're going to do. So are you going to do a teepee? Are you going to have a barn you're going to take over? Are you going to have a marquee? What you plan on doing? And Kerrie, you're going for marquee, aren't you? So tell us a bit about sort of how you found that.
Yeah, so I went for marquee, mainly because I just wanted a tent in the field. The reason I didn't go for a teepee, although I think they look amazing, is that from a photographer's point of view, they're very dark inside.
Yeah, that's true.
They look amazing, but I just when I photograph teepees, although you make it work and it's fine, I just find them very dark and quite a bit of a squeeze.
Yeah, it's quite yellow actually.
Yeah, that's the
canvas and stuff.
Everything has a yellow orangey tinge, which is a photographer's nightmare. What I love about marquees is that they're white and everything is light and bright and airy. So that's why I went marquee. But teepee's a lot more, what's the word? Popular nowadays, I guess. Lots of people seem to be going the teepee route. And they do look incredible, especially like on top of a hill somewhere or something. It's something a bit different and cool. I've seen some new ones recently that aren't marquees or teepees. They're like these weird pods almost. I'm going to have to find the
I'm going
to have to find the real name for them because I'm not doing it justice. But they're like round, almost like giant yurts.
Oh, that's cool.
With like not open ceilings, but like see-through ceilings and sides, and it's all like light. Oh, do you know what? I'm doing this really bad justice. So I'm going to...
No, that sounds so cool. I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, so that's always an option. And then,
so look at alternative structures then as well, maybe.
Yeah. And again, if you're going for that site hire where there might already be something there, so if you're borrowing someone's farm, you've got the barn option, have to clear it out maybe and just make it look pretty. I recently, this is like going off tangent, but we went to look around a house that we were thinking about buying that had a huge glass house in the garden, which would have been incredible for a wedding. So don't think of anything. You don't have to go traditional. You can just think if you've got something kind of interesting on the land that you're hiring, maybe see whether you can turn it around. Yeah,
or even just woods. Woods is good. So yeah.
Obviously, it's just a weather issue over here in the UK, but you can't rely on the weather everywhere. So
and maybe think of a slight plan B, but that'd be alright.
Yeah.
And then you've got to furnish it as well.
Yeah.
So this can be quite cool though, because there's some really nice stuff out there. So you could get like couches and tables, and especially I did TP one last year where she did like a kind of living room area, and that was really cool. So you can make it a bit more fun rather than just the boring, obviously, table and chairs and stuff. Yeah,
and actually lots of marquee and TP hire places include that part, because once you've kind of got the structure there, you don't have to think about hiring your tables and chairs and all that kind of boring thing. And linen tablecloths if you want tablecloths.
Yeah.
But my marquee company is actually providing chairs and tables and linen, but we are going for a different company for chairs because I didn't want the chairs they provide. So that's where you can kind of get a bit more creative, I guess, and find some more interesting furniture.
Yeah, no, definitely. And there's loads of people out there, and there's also I mean, some of them are fairly pricey, but there's some really cool prop hire. So I've even seen, I did want like a carnival wedding, but I couldn't afford it. So you can get really cool stalls and games and all sorts of bits you could hire in to make it really interesting. So,
or you could go completely DIY and
that's true.
make all that stuff yourself. So that's always an option, because that's the whole point of having a wedding like this, is that you can do whatever you want.
So the possibilities are endless and a little bit scary, but like welly, I've got to be careful how I say this, welly wanging could be really cool. So like something like that, it's dead simple and it's a really fun game. So there's loads of things like that you can think of entertainment wise as well. It's getting just the tables and chairs and hay bales or whatever you're doing.
Our issue is that we're having the tables and chairs in the marquee, but we're getting married in the woods, so by our celebrant. So my thing at the moment is that I would love to have benches in the wood, but it's costing an absolute fortune with all the quotes I find. So now I'm thinking I'm going to have to just drag the chairs from the marquee to the woods and back again. But I don't know. I'm seeing if I can have a different option. I guess hay bales are another thing you could use for seating.
Yeah, I think hay bales always work quite well.
But so it's just all these other things you have to think about. Because then you've also got to think about the fact that at a venue you might have the venue staff doing things like moving your chairs around and things. Whereas when you're doing a blank canvas wedding, you don't have that support in place unless you're hiring someone, which is probably something we should add to this list. Because Katie and I both had a wedding coordinator on the day that we hired. Or I haven't had my wedding yet. I spoke about it like it's already been done.
Basically there. It's okay.
So you had Caroline Gould, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's just somebody there to kind of plan out logistics and everything on the day. So you're not thinking in your head, oh, I need to move those 100 chairs from the woods into the marquee. Quick, everyone, pick up your chair.
And especially because we only had one room we used. So we had to kind of hide all the tables and then bring them all out. And then, so I just thought, I want to be sipping like Prosecco around the corner and chatting. I don't want to be thinking, oh my God, I've not done that yet. So cancel still.
Definitely, that's a good idea. That wasn't on our list, so I just had a
that's good. Yeah, so maybe think about hiring in help if you've got lots of things to move or do, unless you have an amazing bridal party who are going to do it all, but that's quite rare. So. Yeah,
and also you just want people to be enjoying themselves as well. Although ushers and stuff can be really helpful, they also just want to have a drink and mingle and stuff, don't they? So that's always a good thing. And also we had an episode all about this. I feel like we're really organised. We've already had an episode all about hiring a wedding planner. Was that season 1? I think it's season 1.
Yes, I think it was, yeah.
So you can always go back and listen to that one and hear all Caroline's top tips.
Yeah.
The next item on our list, our checklist of blank canvas weddings, are the really boring functional things like toilets.
Yep. And lighting and generators and tediously, dull things, which you can't really jazz that up, can you?
No.
Really? Lighting could be quite fun, actually.
Yeah. Our toilets are included with our marquee man again, so we didn't have to go to a different company for that. And he's really providing posh loos, so it's not like just a portaloo.
Oh, that's really good. So, I love posh loos. They're good.
Although you're still going into a trailer, but at least they look nice.
Yeah, and sometimes they have like music and stuff. And you're like, this is really nice.
Stay here all night.
Yeah.
Toilets are a really boring thing, but obviously something you need to think about. And then lighting, like Katie mentioned, can get quite fun. So we're hiring a company called Dreamwave to come and do our lighting, because our marquee again just comes with 2 chandeliers or paper lanterns, which is fine, it's nice, but it doesn't provide any kind of party lighting for when our bands start playing in the evening or anything. So we decided to go for Dreamwave, who are going to be hanging festoons and all sorts to make the ambience a bit more fun.
That's cool, isn't it? Yeah, they do all sorts of weird and wonderful things. Like I saw them do one wedding where she had a Harry Potter Disney sort of theme and had thousands of floating candles. So it was the first time Dreamwave had ever sort of done it, all these different angles. So it was just amazing. So you can go mad if you want to, but it just depends on your budget.
Yes. And I guess you could do lighting yourself, maybe just like hundreds of fairy lights. Or
I've seen loads of people go to IKEA and just buy loads of fairy lights and put them all up. So and then catering. So that's another tricky one because again, you can do anything, and I know for us budget was quite hard, and if you've got a big wedding sort of party guest list, that's tricky. We tried to sort of get a few vans and stuff to maybe come in the evening, but no one was up for doing that without us paying out loads of money. Yeah, they were all like, oh, we'll do it if you give us £1,000 or whatever up front. And we were just like, oh, so. So again, yeah, you can, think outside the box and just hire in a fish and chip van or whatever you want, or a proper catering company. So
yeah, I've seen fish and chip vans, and I've seen burger vans, like gourmet burger vans.
That's cool.
And I've also seen like wood fire pizza ovens.
Oh yeah,
that sort of thing, and also like a big paella thing.
Yes, paella's quite cool because that's quite kind of theatrical because they sort of cook it in front of everybody, so that's quite nice, I think.
Yeah, and then you kind of got like hog roasts and barbecues, which are a bit more traditional, I guess.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to have like a sit down meal. Like you don't have to have a tables and chair situation, do you? You could just have like picnic baskets, whatever. Yeah. That's the whole point of doing your wedding this way, is that you don't have to go down the traditional routes of having like a 3-course silver service meal. Like you can do whatever you want. So what did you have?
We had, oh my God, I've forgotten for a second. Yeah, afternoon tea. Sorry. So yeah, we had the little picnic baskets and stuff, and afternoon tea popped out for everybody, and then everyone shared it. So yeah, that's what we went for. So yeah, it depends, like, what's your favourite food? Maybe just because I love afternoon tea, so I was like, let's have that. So maybe pick your favourite food.
It's a good idea. Like, I've seen a friend of mine had a wedding where she had her caterers serve out fajitas, and that was really fun because it was like you had to pass like all the elements around, like the meat and then the wraps and the sauces and the tacos and everything. So that was really fun to kind of get everyone chatting and talking. So I've kind of taken the element of that for our wedding day, in that we're having lamb, but we're having like a spring version of lamb, so it's not like a roast dinner. So, but we're going to make like our guests carve their own meat, and then they've got to handle the other bowls around. So it's served up a bit family style rather than just you're having a plate of food plonked in front of you. I really wanted everyone to chat and talk to each other and get everyone involved, rather than just sitting there and being too shy to talk to each other.
Yeah, that's a really nice idea. So again, sort of think about it being more of a thing rather than just eating. Yeah, more of an entertainment as well.
And your catering company should, once you hire them in, should probably, or they might include their things like glass hire and crockery and cutlery hire. Otherwise, again, that's something else you've got to think about hiring in. Napkins, that kind of really boring stuff.
God, we didn't do napkins, I don't think. Or did we? No, I think we did. Yeah, so they did all that, and they had cool like vintagey plates and stuff. So that was quite nice that wasn't extra, and we just got that sort of stuff. So.
I thought you were just going to say that's why everyone was walking around with food on their face.
Yeah. Oh my God. But honestly, like, your brain is so full of wedding stuff. That's the kind of thing you wake up in the night in like a hot sweat, going, "Oh my God, did I sort out some napkins?"
Yeah. Well, I had that like nightmare the other week about chairs, because I was like, I've only ordered enough chairs for the people that I've invited, so I've only ordered like 100 chairs, and I'm thinking, well, where's like the band gonna sit when they're not playing, and where's like the photographer gonna sit when she's not photographing while we're eating, and like Caroline, where's she gonna sit while we're sitting down and eating, like. I haven't thought about any extras like that, so I might have to add on like maybe 10 extra chairs or something. Because at a venue that wouldn't be a problem; they'd just get some more out the cupboard, wouldn't they? But
yeah, that's so annoying, isn't it? It's little things like that do. That's a really good point. Do catch you out.
Yeah.
And then drinks as well. So you've got to think about maybe hiring in a bar, or if your catering company could either serve alcohol you've bought, or if you want them to buy the alcohol in and then sell it, or
Loads of options.
God. I'm remembering how stressful this all is. Oh, God.
So did you do your own alcohol, or did you have a bar? Hire a bar?
Yeah, so we hired bar staff, and we bought loads of beer, which we served, and then the wine for the tables and welcome drinks, Prosecco, and speeches, Prosecco, and then the rest of the bar, the catering company sorted out. So
you had like a paid bar in the evening?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So and then the beer was kind of I think people paid for the beer, but we got like a couple of big kegs because Jack's a bit fussy about beer and liked his favourite beer or whatever. And but that was it, because to begin with we thought we'd buy the whole bar. Yeah. And as things evolved, it was just like that's just another huge thing for us to think of how much to buy and what if people drink too much, we've not bought enough, and then we've got to bring it all, and I just thought I can't be bothered, so we just got the catering company to do it. So how are you doing it?
We're going to do our own bar. So we're actually, my stepdad and Russell's dad are building us a bar out of pallets.
That's really cool.
So that would be quite cool, and then we're going to have it in the garden afterwards. So fancy
Oh,
schmancy. So yeah, they're building the bar, and then our caterers are going to stay on and in the evening to do our bar. So we've got to pay a bit extra for the staff costs there, and they're providing the glass hire for us in that case. But yeah, we're going to provide alcohol. So because we get married at a vineyard, we're going to have vineyard wines on the table for speeches and for the meals, like red, white, and sparkling. Mm-hmm. But then we might serve their wine in the evening as well, possibly. We're still kind of deciding on this. Russell's going to do kegs of beer, like what you did. Mm-hmm. And then we're thinking, rather than having, because we're going to provide everything, rather than having every type of spirit or drink available, we're going to have 2 cocktails. So there'll be like a rum cocktail and a gin cocktail. So the options are beer, gin cocktail, rum cocktail, or wine. Because otherwise you end up having to cater to everybody.
That's the thing. It was like, what does everyone fancy? It could be anything.
And you're never going to please everyone either. Like, there's bound to be people at our wedding who don't drink gin or rum. So, or they also don't like wine. But I'm like, well, sorry, I cannot cater to everybody in the world.
No, and you'll have so much left. We had so much booze left over. So, yeah.
What about soft drinks?
Oh, I just bought some cheapy squash for kids and stuff. But yeah, that's hard too, because then some people are pregnant or whatever and aren't drinking.
I think I've got like 3 million pregnant people coming to my wedding. So actually, no beer we're drinking anyway.
You'll have loads left over. It'd be lovely. Stock that bar up in the garden after.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, do think about soft drinks as well, because again, that's another thing you don't really consider. So yeah. Oh my goodness! This is just basically making you freak out.
Yeah, I can basically feel my heart rate increasing as we're sitting here talking. Like, can I just have a little lay down now, please?
And then finally, you kind of got your entertainment section. So if you're going to go for live music or a DJ, if you're going to have maybe entertainment halfway through the day or for your ceremony, how sound might work. If you're going to need speakers and mics for speeches, all this lovely fun stuff you've got to think about too.
Yeah. Did you have mics for your speeches?
We did, yeah. So Dreamwave came a little bit early. We paid a bit extra, and then they set up mics for speeches.
Yeah.
I wish they'd done it for our ceremony, because we didn't do that and they didn't work. So
I'm wondering now, actually, because we're obviously going to be outdoors, whether we might need something.
Yeah.
Because 100 guests is a lot of people. And
especially when if you're doing your own vows or something, kind of shouting them at your partner isn't really that appealing.
I love you so much.
Can you hear me, everyone?
My love for you is so undying.
So again, that's another little thing to think about, maybe a little PA, and just make sure boys do sound checks before you arrive, because I thought they would and they didn't. It didn't work. So yeah.
Nightmare.
Another little list to give people maybe in the morning to make sure that boys do their jobs, because they just won't think of these things. They're too busy having a beer at the bar and talking to us. So sorry, that was not a dig, Jack.
Hopefully he's not listening to the podcast.
Yeah, actually he won't listen to this one.
So the live music thing, she had a choir as well, didn't you?
Yes, that was another thing. I just loved stressing myself out basically. These silly ideas. So yeah, you just got to kind of think about everything.
Because we're doing something similar. So we're having a folk band for the day. So they're going to be playing, like singing us up the aisle and down the aisle, and then outside for those drinks reception and stuff before the meal. And then we've got a live band in the evening who are a bit more of a general music. So they play modern music and old music, and we went to see them last weekend actually, and they're brilliant. So
that's good.
Yeah, they're really fun. So we can't wait for them to be at the wedding. They do like really cool. They would be singing like Justin Bieber, but in their own style, so they don't sound like Justin Bieber, because they're like middle-aged men. So that would be.
Oh really?
Yeah. Well, I say middle-aged. I mean like my age and a bit older. Am I middle-aged?
That's not middle-aged.
I mean like in their 30s, 40s.
50s is middle-aged.
Is it? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. I was like, bloody hell.
Basically, my age and older. They're probably older than me. Maybe they're nearer 40s. I don't know. But anyway, they're not Justin Bieber's age, is what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
So they'll be like singing a really cool version of Justin Bieber, and then they'll go into like, they went in and started singing You've Got the Love by like Florence and the Machine, and did like their own take on that, because obviously who can sing like Florence. And then they'll break into something really random like twist and shout.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's cool.
but they do it so seamlessly, and I just think they're going to be really cool because it means that it's not all just catered to people who know modern music. They'll be throwing in these random like old songs that will get like parents and aunts and uncles and grandparents up. So that's really cool. But yeah, the folky band is because I've always wanted to just run away and join a folk band and have flowers in my hair and like run away with a tambourine.
Plus, folk music is so like happy, and especially for like your woodland theme, it goes really nicely, doesn't it? So so maybe kind of think about the music styles that might complement what you're doing as well.
And other entertainment ideas that you think of as well, and I've seen this at other weddings, it's like things like a caricaturist.
Oh yeah,
who's like drawing the guests, and everyone found that so fun, like getting a picture drawn. Yeah.
That's really cool. And I see magicians and stuff.
Magicians you see a lot of. Helen, who's a photographer that you and I know, Helen Keckman, I'm sure she's been at a wedding before where she had a silhouette artist.
Oh, that's so, what the cutout, the little
so they they cut out a silhouette of you, so that's something different. And also, my mum showed me something the other day that I'm really tempted by, which is somebody coming and doing a live painting.
Oh wow, really?
So they set up their easel and they pick out the scene they're going to paint, and then they stand there throughout the reception and they paint it. That would be cool if they painted like your venue. Yeah, that's what they do. They paint your venue and like that's little guests wandering around. So, you know, just something like that people is a little bit unusual, that people kind of wander around and watch unfold, like if it's a magician or like the painting taking place. And obviously you've also got like photo booths and like lawn games like Jenga and all that sort of stuff, haven't you? So
yeah, so that's quite cool. I like that. I think a lot of people as well you can find on the street. Like if you hear a really great singer playing guitar or something, just go and ask them as well. If you love somebody you just stumble across. Yeah, and it'll probably save you a fortune because lots of bands have agencies that they need to give a kickback to. So that's where the price goes up. So yeah, go find yourself a busker. I wish I could find a busker, but we really struggle. Yeah. Oh, I kind of want to do it all again now. Do you? Even though we've just gone through that really long list of stressful things to organise, and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. You just kind of think, oh, it's so cool now. You can do so many like really fun, different things, can't you? So, yeah. Actually, one of my dog walking friends got engaged the other day, and she was saying about how she doesn't want a traditional wedding at all. She's like, but I feel like I've got to have this, this, and this. And I was like, you haven't got to have anything. She's like, I just want to go to the church, get married, because she wants to get married at the church, and then I just want to go home, let the dog out, and then I want to go to like meet everyone at the reception. It's like, well, do that. You don't need to have all these things. She's like, and I don't know about my dad doing a speech. She's like, well, he doesn't have to do one. You don't have to have speeches. Don't do anything. You don't even need to have a meal. Just go straight into a party. Like, definitely, you can do whatever you like now. You see so many different ideas. If just plan your favourite day and do it. Like, don't give a damn about anyone else. No. Just do what you want. People do get stuck in the whole tradition of weddings, thinking that you have to have a ceremony, drinks reception, meal, speeches, first dance. Ooh, dancing. Did we speak about that? What, DJs and bands and stuff? Oh, yeah. What do you mean? Or do you mean dance floor? Dance floor, yeah. You could have... Yeah, no, we didn't talk about dance floor. So, for example, like with our marquee, our lighting company, Dreamwave, who also hire out all kinds of other stuff, are setting us up a backdrop for our band and a stage and stuff. Our marquee company provided the dance floor. Oh, so that's good. That was God, handy. Your marquee companies, who did you use? They're really good. The Wedding Marquee Company, as they know. They're based in Essex. So yeah, they're really good. So they provide quite a lot of stuff. But that's something else you might need to think about, is that if you're doing everything yourself, that you might want to put a solid dance floor down. Yeah, or a carpet or something. Yeah. Oh, bless you, Katie. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I tried to hold it like sorry, carry on. And yeah, like the band, for example, our band don't provide lighting. So that's another reason why we went with Dreamwave to provide lighting, because we wanted to have like a party ambience in the evening. Yeah. Otherwise, it would just be the same light all night long, and we wanted it to kind of dim down and have party lights for that part. Yeah. But also with the first dance, lots of people don't want to do a first dance. They don't feel like you have to do a first dance. Some people choreograph a first dance, and it's amazing. So yeah, definitely you can. So don't feel pressurized. Like the wedding that Kerrie shot, that was my friend's wedding. They didn't want to do speeches. It just made everybody nervous and feel scared the entire day. So they just didn't do it, and that's cool. Just do whatever you want to do. Don't feel pressurized. And lots of couples, like you said, don't even do first dance now. So don't feel like you have to do anything. Exactly. So yeah, I think that's the checklist
for planning a blank canvas wedding.
Yeah. So we hope that might have been helpful, or even if it's just giving you some ideas for the wedding that you've got planned that's not a blank space, just for different cool stuff maybe you could do.
Well, if you're thinking about doing it and now you're like, oh no, maybe I won't.
Yeah, maybe that's a really put me off.
Because that's another point, actually. We did this, set out doing this thinking, do you know what, this is going to save us loads of money, and it hasn't. I reckon we've probably spent more than what we would have done if we went for a venue. Because when you first start looking around at venues and they're giving you quotes of like £15,000 or something for like everything included, you think, oh, what? How much? But then when you break everything down and hire in everything separately, you can be paying just as much, if not more.
Yeah,
so,
and then you've also got to organise it all too, so it can be probably more stressful, I would say. More unique, but more stressful, so just weigh up those things.
There's definitely pros and cons, so you just need to choose your route and go with it.
Yeah. So we hope you've enjoyed the episode of Get Wed. Feel free to join our group as well, our podcast group on Facebook, because then you can ask us questions, you can say what you'd like us to chat about.
And we can carry on this conversation in there if you like. So if you've got more questions about hiring and stuff from scratch, then just jump in there and let us know. We'll answer your questions.
Yeah. So have a good week, everybody, and we'll speak to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Get Wed. Would you like to hear even more from us?
We have lined up some secret Get Wed episodes for our exclusive Get Wed members.
To become a member, then go to www.getwedpodcast.co.uk and click on support.
From here you'll find our Patreon page and you can unlock the level of membership that you want.
Supporting us through Patreon will help us grow Get Wed and give you even more content.
So if you enjoy listening, then support us today.
Until next week,
happy planning!